Tonight's headlines: Drug War Panel submits initial report. Sinas denies VIP treatment on Dacera case. Sinovac vaccine is safe, says Palace. Coronavirus cases in the country at 489,736. 50,000 Filipinos will get COVID-19 vaccine by February. LGU included in national vaccination program. PSEi opens week in green. And Peso retreats as daily COVID cases increase. Good evening. Today is Monday, January 11, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel, and this is Tribune News on Cue. Here are the stories for this evening. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara on Monday announced that the interagency panel reviewing deadly anti-drug police operations has submitted an initial report to President Rodrigo Duterte. The Justice Department is leading a panel of several government agencies, including law enforcement units, in reviewing 5,655 anti-drug operations that resulted in deaths to see whether to file charges against the police officers involved. To recall, Guevara announced the creation of the panel last June, weeks after the UN Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet released a report finding near impunity for alleged extrajudicial killings committed in the Philippines. He had committed to presenting the panel's initial findings in November, but later said their work was slowed down by restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and a series of typhoons that pummeled the country near the end of 2020. The Commission on Human Rights, which is supposed to serve as an independent monitoring body, said on Monday that it was not involved in the review. Philippine National Police Chief Police General Sinas on Monday denied that the case of Christine Dacera was given special attention by authorities. Sinas explained that the PNP just extended help as Dacera's colleagues in the Philippine Airlines wanted to pay their last respect, and that the family was not able to find a place for the last viewing. According to Sinas, the PNP only gave 2 hours for Dacera's final viewing. As regards the security provided during the flight attendant's burial, Sinas said Dacera's mother, Sharon, has connections with the police and military because she is a reservist. He said he did not order that tight security will be given during the burial. Further investigation is ongoing on the death of Dacera, and her family believes that she was raped and drugged. Malacanang on Monday vouched for the safety and efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccine developed by China's Sinovac biotech, which is expected to supply the Philippines with 25 million doses this year. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said that the results from late-stage clinical trials of the Coronavac in Turkey showed it was 91.25% effective, adding that neighboring countries such as Indonesia and Thailand have signed supply deals with Sinovac. Roque said he hopes that some of the vaccine doses will be donated by China, considering the strong ties between the two countries. The palace official then lashed out at critics of the Coronavac following claims that it was not as effective as other vaccines. An initial 50,000 doses of Coronavac will be shipped to the Philippines in February, according to Roque and Health Secretary Francisco Duque III. Tribune News on Cue will be back after these reminders.
Click, click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the Ring Ring app, sir, the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app all in the Globe app na yan.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can I get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung sofa, tapos slide, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my...
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Call.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa... fiancé ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami mag-deliver.
Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
The Department of Health reported 2,052 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Monday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 489,736, marking the highest daily increase since 2,122 new cases were reported on December 18. Davao City registered the number of new infections at 140, followed by Quezon City with 93, Cavite with 87, Laguna with 83, and Manila with 67. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 458,206 after 10 patients recovered from the respiratory disease. The death toll is now at 9,416 with 11 fatalities recorded. There are also 22,114 active cases undergoing treatment or quarantine. Meanwhile, Vaccine SAR Secretary Cardito Galvez Jr. said the Philippines has secured 30 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine developed by India's Serum Institute, with 60 million more expected to be locked in this week. Vaccine SAR Cardito Galvez Jr. on Monday announced that at least 50,000 Filipinos are expected to be vaccinated against COVID-19 by February this year. Galvez said that around 70 million of Filipinos can receive a COVID-19 vaccine for this year if there will be enough vaccine supply. He earlier said that COVID-19 vaccines requiring ultra-low freezer storage will be deployed in Metro Manila as well as Cebu and Davao, since these cities have pharmaceutical companies with such equipment. Vaccines needing 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, on the other hand, will be used in suburban and rural areas. COVID-19 vaccines, which have been proven at least 90% effective after human trials, include that of Pfizer-BioNTech, Moderna, and AstraZeneca. All those three are given in 2 doses, 3 weeks to a month apart. The Department of the Interior and Local Government on Monday said that all local government units are included in the national government's COVID-19 vaccination program, whether or not they have allocated funds for the procurement of their own supply of vaccines. DILG Undersecretary Jonathan Malaya identified Quezon City as the first to negotiate for its own supply of COVID-19 vaccines. Quezon City, which has secured 1.1 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine, has allotted 1 billion pesos, not just for the vaccines but also for personal protective equipment, syringes, and other items that will be needed for the vaccination. Malaya added that LGU cannot allot funds to secure their own supply of vaccines, will get their share from the national government. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
In business, the local stock barometer managed to end Monday with gains despite anxieties on the coronavirus disease pandemic. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index gained 0.21% or 14.91 points to 7,304.79 at the closing bell. The Brawler All shares followed with a 0.44% or 19.06 points increase to 4,373.33. The Hina Capital Development Corporation head of sales Luis Limdingan said that shares closed flat after hitting an intraday high to start a volatile first week of trading, with U.S. President-elect Joe Biden's promise of more financial aid for Americans offsetting a report showing the first monthly job losses since April amid a resurgence of COVID-19 cases. To recall, U.S. non-farm payrolls posted its first drop in 8 months in December 2020 after it declined by 140,000 compared to the previous month, traced particularly to those related to restaurants, bars, and other businesses hit hard by the resurgence in COVID-19 infections. Volume totaled 19.98 billion shares, amounting to 11.52 billion pesos. Gainers led losers at 129 to 94, while 46 issues were unchanged. And the Philippine peso retreated against its U.S. counterpart on Monday as the country reported a higher number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease. The local currency lost 1.2 centavos to close at 48.1 to a dollar versus last Friday's finish of 48.088 to a dollar. Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation Chief Economist Michael Ricafort said that the peso exchange rate closed slightly weaker after new COVID-19 cases locally reached the higher in 3 weeks and also among 1.5-month highs. Ricafort noted that offsetting positive factors include the recent COVID-19 vaccine supply agreements and Fitch's affirmation of the country's credit rating. Fitch Ratings on Monday maintained the country's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating at BBB, indicating that the country has adequate capacity to repay financial commitments, but this could be impaired by adverse business or economic conditions. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store on Viber and search for Katribu. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and the Araneta City for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Sir, ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.